Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we'll just kind of take it easy. Got a really small group of people in campground tonight or today. It's only like 5 or 6 right now, so it's a Monday. That happens too. But I'll just go around here and show you what kind of do whenever there's not much else to do. So what does a camp host, do in the campground? So you guys already know a lot of it, but I'll just go ahead and repeat it. But anyway, let's look around here and show you what I'm going to be doing here throughout the summer. And we'll just go on like, what does the camp host do? Well, you got your required duties. You know, one, clean bathrooms, toilets, and checking reservations and checking people and sell firewood and do lawn maintenance and just interact. Most of the time, you're just kind of hanging around, not much to do. But so what I like to do, I like to kind of stay busy. Once in a while, I like to sit my little behind down in the chair and just like forget it for the day. That happens, but a lot of times I want to just keep busy. So here's what I'm going to be doing in the campground over the summer, and I'm going to do some landscaping. And this is what I call a no-cost landscaping. How do you do that? Well, I'm going to use the materials around in the forest that I can utilize. I can't do a great landscape, I can't do it perfect, but I'm just going to kind of show you right here what can be done to kind of spruce the place up. Or, nature will go ahead and come through and take care of everything on its own, but it may take years and years and years and years and years. I'm going to give it a little bit of a boost. So we'll show you what's going on here. But give it a boost and make the place look not so construction-like. And this, as I mentioned, is the upper loop. There are 11 campsites up here, 4 walk-in tent sites, 2 group sites, and there's 3 reservation sites. There's 4 water spigots. We're having trouble with this one right now because we're on a gravity feed system. So this is the highest one in the area. So it takes a little bit of pressure for it to build up, and then once it gets to a certain point, it doesn't have any water flow until it builds back up. The water tank is about 3 miles away at a higher elevation, so it takes a little bit of time for it to fill up. So it should be, yep, no water here at the highest point, but over here in that side and down below there's water because it's a little lower point, and gravity flow is not as good to push it up here. But they're working on it, switching tanks around and filling this and moving that. So we do have water there once in a while, but not always. But here's what I'm going to kind of show you. This is, to me, I call a blank slate. There's Zen. He's already guarding the picnic table. But you can see all this red dirt. This is what they did when they remodeled the campground. They came in through and they dug out all the red dirt all the way down through here and the pavement. I went through last year and put the rocks in, put some greenery up here just to give it some decoration. And they came back in and put the this straw, which is like an anti-erosion issue, because all the water from up there, when it rains, come down, run across here, all across here, run down there, run down over there, and of course it goes down towards the lake. So to keep everything from eroding away, this was up. And so, but up here, I'm going to bring in something to do, because this is just, somebody said, man, it's pretty open. Yeah, this is really open. There's not a tree for any shade until you get late in the afternoon. And then just a lot of just red dirt. And not too much really likes to grow in red dirt, but grass and trees will grow in red dirt. So we'll walk around here and you can see I've already kind of brought up like little clumps of grass and just kind of help things get started, because it's just kind of bare. And I don't know why they didn't hydro seed. The hillsides come in with that. Hydro seed is a liquid like grass seed. They spray on and it turns it green, and then it sticks and it starts growing. keeps down the erosion, but it eroded. This is its first season, but and under here, and I can kind of show you, there's a straw berm right there. There's actually another one underneath that is buried with all this red dirt. Of course, where did it come from? Up there. So, and all this red dirt came down and covered up the part of the tent pad. Well, most of the tent pad, matter of fact. But yeah, I brought some green grass up here, little clumps. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to go back into the trees over there, some places, and back up in here, and try to bring down little pieces of grass, kind of help them to populate and get going. As you can see over here, I did this last year, brought these little clumps of grass, and so they're taking off. It's a lot of maybe weeds, but heck, it's going to cover up that ugly old red dirt and gravel and make at least it look like it's supposed to be a, part of the campground. But that's what I'm going to be doing. And I got all summer, so no big hurry. I'm going to work on try to do a little section at a time. There's plenty of campsites all the way through here. As you can see, red dirt, and all the way back through here are all new campsites with a lot of red dirt. So they're wide open, but I just want to give some grass because A, protect from erosion, and B, make it look better. Because, down there by the lake, that's natural because the water went down and it turned into its own little pasture. But that's what I'll be working on. And Zen is going to be supervising. He's going to be on security guard duty, so if somebody comes around, he'll bark at him. Won't you? You going to do on security? You're a pretty mean looking dog. Yeah, he's on security. One thing I noticed while I'm up here in this upper loop of the campground are these little ground squirrels. Let me zoom in, there he is. They're just everywhere over here. They've got holes in the ground, and they're actually, a couple of them you can almost get close enough to touch. I mean, they're just everywhere. They've got a little nest underneath that tree, and there's 4 or 5 holes, and every once in a while you see one pop out of it and pop back in and down the hill. But they're only probably about, body wise, about 6 to 8 inches long, and then the tail is about 3 or 4. So they're not like a regular squirrel, but they live in the ground. But they're just everywhere, and they'd probably do some damage to your vehicle if they got in there, but just to let you know. But yeah, they're up here, and over here in the corner I've seen them. I've got within just a foot of them, just reaching down, almost touch them. They just sit there. So maybe they're juveniles. And over here is this nest of ground squirrel I showed on the other one. There's those little holes. That one's kind of filled up, but they've got holes underneath the trees, and they come out. And let's see if I can find a couple of them. I don't see any squirrels out now, but they're here. There we go, like that. There's a squirrel hole, and there's just a bunch of them around here like that. Over here's a whole mess of them, and there's 3 right there. And there's one over here by the bathroom. They really like digging this one back up, because I keep filling it up and they keep digging it out. So I guess there's squirrels in there. But yeah, even this area here is starting to populate some with some green, little weeds and little flowers. So it would eventually, fill in, but I just kind of want to give it a boost. And before people start making a pathway and everything, but we'll see what happens here. And they went kind of cheap on the asphalt. If you ask me, I think they went kind of cheap, because why not take the asphalt right there? Fill up that little gap. Why not put asphalt in front of the bathroom instead of gravel? Because all the gravel goes in the bathroom on people's feet, and there's other places. like down by the water. Like, why not move over a foot and fill in the asphalt? But they didn't ask me about it. But let me get busy. I'm going to go back here and see what I can transplant. And also, as I'm working down below in the other campground, as I go through and I dig up little clumps of grass like that's around the fire pit or around someplace that doesn't need to be grown, like in the tent pad, I'll put them in a bucket. I'll bring them up here. And I've got plenty of space to put it. So might as well go ahead and at least put some grass in or something in here, keep some erosion down and make it look better. I do have a few trees planted back in here, but I don't want to get too carried away with the trees because I kind of want them to blend in. And right now, there's nothing here to blend in. It's just a wide open tree. I do have one right over here behind Zen. Goodness gracious, are you tired again? There's a little tree there that, so just kind of like get them a little jump start on everything. So let me go get some shovel and some buckets and see what I can do. I went in and scraped down a little bit of the red dirt and the gravel. I'll using that somewhere else down below. I'll come do that. And I got a couple little plants. They're not looking too good already. I put some grass or some in there. And I got these are blue bonnets. They're not looking too good. Maybe they'll survive, maybe they won't. They've got a crazy root system on their huge root system. Didn't realize that I dug it up how massive root. It looks like a root off of a aspen tree system. It's just everywhere. But here's some more I planted a few days ago, and they're doing decent. They may make it. A little bit of water on them should do it. So, but in the meantime, I'm going to pull one thing down the hill that I need to utilize somewhere else. Pretty easy to take out because, like I said, it's already been dismantled pretty much. Their stakes are not even in the ground anymore. And then we'll just pull this out of the way and we'll take it down to the lower section. I think it might be okay. There's some squirrel holes under there. It's pretty heavy, so we'll see what we can do. It's got a lot of weight in it. It's a lot of water inside, so maybe we'll give it a couple days. And my phone holder bipod, like I broke a leg on it, so it's hard to stand up. But I think we'll give a couple days on that to dry out because that's pretty heavy from all the rain we've had. And it's doing its job, but not when people run over and tear it out of the ground. But we're going to head back and get some dinner because I had a camper leave me a surprise dinner. I don't know what it is yet. I know it has something to do with a tube of meat and some rice and something heavy packed inside of aluminum foil. And I haven't opened up to see what it is, so I don't know. So let's go down and have some dinner, then we'll end the video. Well, let's see what this mystery meal is. I know what part of it is. Whoa. One of them thing is a meat tube. Zen knows what it is, don't you? You know, no, this is mine, not yours. We're going to do a one-pan meal. You have to get away the camera. No, get back. It's not yours. And then we have, I know, a little bit of rice and beans. Yep, rice and beans. We're going to put that in there. Don't mind my eating habits, but I'm just going to throw it in here. Come on. I need to get a spoon to get that off there. Get rice and beans. What are you trying to do? You trying to get to that meat piece? No. Get out of there. That's mine. You can't have any right now. And then this. I'm not for sure what this is. I'm going to close my refrigerator. It's big and it's heavy. Oop. And what is it? It's some sort of, I would say it's some sort of burrito. Holy cow, look at the size of that. Get back. Get your nose back, please. Look at the size of the thing. That must weigh a pound. So yeah, we're going to just do a, whew, goodness gracious. This is what it looks like. One dog nose in the way, but we got rice and beans and some sort of meat tube sausage. And this big old burrito thing here. So we're going to put that on the fire and get it tasty. You don't care if it's tasty. You want it cold. You'll eat it right out of the refrigerator, won't you? Yeah, you keep looking at it. Well, here it is. My big burrito, rice, and the meat tube. Had a Latino couple came in last night, stayed the night, and then came over this morning when he got ready to check out. He goes like, "Oh, I made too much food." He said, "Would you like some food?" I said, "I never turn down free food, and if that's too much for me to eat, I know a big dog that will kind of help out." So we're going to get into our dinner and eat this, and I'll let you know how it goes. But I also got a special treat. Had another camper that met last year, came by with some Santan Moon Juice. That's a Galactic IPA, 7.3%. And tell you what, that is pretty good stuff. Not kicking like an IPA usually is. You can't really know it's 7.3, but it's going to go great with the special meal. So let me put this down and get to eating. Let me show you this burrito thing. Man, this is huge. Look at that. I think it has two kinds of meat. I can see bacon and something else, maybe a ham, eggs, potatoes, guacamole. Oh, goodness gracious. That's a meal in itself. I'm working on it. Got about half of it done. Zen has already polished off the other half of the sausage, haven't you? Yep, he wants a burrito. But we're going to keep eating. It's pretty good stuff, man. Pretty good stuff. I want to say thanks everybody for watching, but oh my gosh. That was excellent. Thank you, campers, for bringing over the food. Way, way, way more than I could eat. I need about half of it. I'm about to explode. There's no way I could have one of those for breakfast and make it through the day. I'd just be a piece of dead weight. But Zen's been working on it. He's picking out a few things and ate the meat, but out of the burrito. But it's pretty good. And that's one of the perks of being a camp host. Sometimes you get free nibbles. You know, people bring you some food or some beverages or something else. Somebody came by the other day and brought in some dog treats. So, yeah. So let's end the video and say thanks for watching. I'm going to go sit down because I am full and I need to rest. You too? Yep. You probably need to go on a walk. Let's do that in a minute.